Hello everyone. For the first Make Master Stage conference about how NoCode is empowering innovation without limits, please welcome Make CEO Fabien Veit. Yay! Welcome, Fabien. The stage is yours. Just after the first part of Fabien's session, we'll be welcoming on stage Marketa, Head of Service Partnership, with an interview, who's going to interview Thibaut Watrigrand, Head of Products of NoCode at GoJob. Welcome, Fabien.
Thank you. Hi, everybody, and big welcome from my side to NoCode Summit. I'm Fabian. I'm the CEO at Make. And today it's my pleasure to talk about the no-code revolution. So I was given this theme. I tried to sprinkle in some revolutionary elements. So let's see if you can spot them. So let's go. Where's the... Who can drive the slides?
You had the remote?
No. Maybe it's... Someone from the room upstairs can maybe drive the slides? Yes, no, wrong slides. Still wrong slides. I can tell you about this as well, but it's a different presentation. Okay, so we need to freestyle it a bit. So at Make, we believe in empowering everyone to innovate at the speed of their ideas. And what we mean by that is helping you to connect different technologies and build out workflows, new solutions, and everything that you can drive with different technology and move much faster than before. And so we've been focusing a lot on building a strong platform for that is very intuitive, with a great UI, really allows you to do that very quickly. And today I didn't want to talk so much about our technology or anything like that, but more of a high-level view on no-code and how I see this revolution, or it's a movement, as the bubble guys say, and I saw in the entrance, evolves over time. And the idea of that is that it really changes how we think about technology. So let's see if we can go again. Second try. No, still not. Okay, we would need to refresh the slides. So think about this. How many emails have you typed today? How many keystrokes have you made? And now think about the last couple of days, the last week. And now think about how many people we have here in the room. And then this is probably 50, 100, something like that. But here's 3,000 people at the conference today. So multiply by 3,000 of what just you did, right? And then there's millions in France, hundreds of millions in Europe, billions around the world, all being busy and doing a lot of menial, busy work every day, right? And it's interesting because when you write emails or you create spreadsheets and you have ping pong, you're in meetings, all of that feels productive, but is it actually making a difference? Okay, we're still struggling with that, but I'll continue with this storyline instead. Is it actually making a difference? And that's what we think a lot about, is it really something where we can maybe think about doing work differently? And today, I think there's a lot of challenges that even though we're becoming more and more productive, doing more and more work, we're still not solving them. So you see some of that here. Whether it's about healthcare, whether it's about sustainability, whether it's about aging societies, there's a lot that we need to tackle. There's also a lot of macro effects in the world right now, war, a lot. Many, many challenges that really are ahead of us, and we need to do more in that regard. But how do we do it? Is it by just doing more of the same and getting busier and busier, or is there a different approach to it? So, no, this doesn't work at all anymore. You don't even see the slide yet. Okay. Break, okay. 1 minute. I'm very sorry. Nice, bridging the silos. And we're back soon. Okay. Are we good? Okay. So let me try again around the no-code revolution. And now let's take a different angle than the busy one that we looked at before. Let's take the automation angle. Actually, automation is on the rise. And that's not a recent phenomenon. It's something that's been going on for quite a while. If you think about the invention of the steam engine, you think about manufacturing lines like you see them here, introduction of personal computers, or even the most recent waves around generative AI. We are automating more and more. And actually, over the years and the decades, automation has always propelled us forward. A lot of the work has become more meaningful. And I stole some numbers here from Bain, actually, around that topic. You can see how you need to do less of the hard, menial work, and how we can focus on more satisfying work. But there is a caveat to that, and I think this is an interesting one. It's also more and more getting automated. Less and less labor needed. 45% of work activities today can be automated with just the technology we have. And we all know what a revolution is going on right now in terms of technology, AI, and so on. If you think about this entire automation market, it's massively expanding, and it's growing incredibly. But that also means less and less work done by humans, more and more work done with technology. And there's an interesting angle here. So here you'll find the revolutionary elements. It actually means, and this is not a new idea, this is more than 150 years old, you have Karl Marx here. Wealth is accumulated through capital, and whether that's assets or manufacturing sites or technology that automates, less and less labor is involved. And for the Frenchies here in the room, and I think there are many, there's also more recent numbers around that from Thomas Piketty, who basically puts this into perspective in the 21st century. So the point here being is you can accumulate more and more wealth with less and less labor. And actually, you can do that at record pace. If you look at these people, all of them, all three, Elon, Jeff, Mark, in the top 10 richest people on the planet. One is even less than 40 years old today. And this is interesting, right? Because you can start to ask yourself, what's actually happening here? What's happening in our society? In a world where the convergent state is one where very few have almost everything and the vast majority has almost nothing. And as a society, we need to ask ourselves, how do we overcome these hurdles for people to succeed, to still participate in society, add value, create new value, and what are the possibilities every one of us has today to really take part in these revolutions? And the interesting part is if more and more is done through technology, assets, or capital, if you will, what is it that makes a difference? How can you have an impact? And I believe it's actually creativity. Coming up with new ideas, imagination, thinking the things that no one has thought about before, and really creating, crafting new solutions. Because that's how you really make a difference. And this is where the no-code revolution actually comes in. Because this is really where no-code can help. Because NoCode democratizes. Today, less than 1% of people on the planet can write code. With NoCode, more and more people can build solutions without any need to write code. NoCode empowers. There's so many new technologies out there, no-code solutions, that allow you to build many different things, from services, over applications, websites. The list goes on. And also accelerates. New ideas can be proven faster. You can prototype, you can iterate, and you can go to market in record speed. And I've brought a couple of examples around how this is actually happening and how we also observe this at Make today. The first thing is the democratization. The required skills in the workplace change really, really fast right now. This is a span of only 7 years. And if you see how much less proficiency in technical background and understanding of computer software you have 7 years later, if you look from 2016 to 2023, and how much more it's about prioritizing, managing, and really thinking about, okay, what's most important, what really drives value. It's really impressive. And I think this is a very interesting trend. And I think everybody here who's kind of excited about no-code even accelerates this trend. And we see this in our user base today as well. We see more and more users that have less and less of a technical background and technical ability. And you see it here in the numbers, how much more we are actually on that side already, and where we are empowering people without the technical background to leverage technologies to really build new things, new solutions, iterate over ideas. And here's actually one of our user stories. So meet Richard. Richard, together with his friends, launched a wine store. Like, they do bottles, custom bottles for graduation. Super nice idea. They're shipping it to more than 200 universities and their graduates. And they all come with a background from business and law. So here you can really see this democratization angle. Like, they didn't have any technical background, but they were able to build a solution where they sell to several hundred universities, fully automated, at scale, without any tech team in place. Now let's go on to empowerment. A lot of these logos are companies that are here today. But I think what's exciting is these are all no-code. Some may be low-code. But in any case, what it really allows you to do is building new solutions. You have so much technology at your fingertips, and you can create so much more nowadays with these technologies. And that's really where you have capabilities that you could never have before. And here's an example from Yuval. Yuval built UX Writing Hub. So he's a UX expert, but not the coding expert necessarily. But he built this platform where he's teaching hundreds and hundreds of UX people and building a learning management system around it and a platform for this education, all leveraged by different no-code technologies. You see them here: Slack, Software, Airtable, Make. It's just one of the examples, of course. But these are the real-life examples that we see in our customer base today. And one other example here around this. And this is really a little bit more advanced. This is Tutoro. It's a company from Australia. They are building an edtech platform, and they have really accelerated by connecting the entire tech stack from the CRM over their payment solutions, their help desk and service desk, everything, to build one really fast-moving edtech platform. And I think that's where you see that it doesn't only empower, but it also accelerates the growth. And the acceleration will continue. I mentioned AI earlier. At Make, we think a lot about how do you connect systems via APIs and then build workflows that will really and add value in your business. But I think what's interesting is this will become faster and faster, actually faster than ever before, because simple point-to-point connectivity between platforms where APIs are well documented will soon be something that really is a commodity, and that will be very easy to achieve. So the added value actually lies more in how do you build something where you introduce business logic, you're able to adjust to the market, and where you're also able to iterate over your business model and to and react quickly to outside factors. And now we're coming into that last piece, and here I brought a number, 93%. This is something I read recently in a BBC article. And it's actually the number of adults in the US that would say or agree to the statement that they are not very good at math. What's interesting about it is if you go back into high school, only around 30 to 40% of people would say that. So as you grow older, you start to agree more and more with this. So you stop thinking about things like how to calculate a percentage of something, maybe a tax or a mortgage or whatever, and you just say, hey, this is above my head, I'm not doing this. And there's actually a scientific term around that. It's called learned helplessness. And you observe this in businesses a lot as well. People have a certain role, a certain scope of responsibility, or a title. And then they say, this is in my scope, in my role, that's what I'm good at. And you start, or you stop actually to go beyond the boundaries of that. And I think this is what's really something we all need to think about and where we all need to push ourselves every day and where NoCode can help a lot, is basically changing this state of mind from learned helplessness to learned creativity. Really thinking about how can I make this different? How can I create a new solution? Something that really changes how we're operating, how we're delivering value to our customers, and really going beyond what has been built so far and very focused on how you are creating value for your customers. And so, yeah, I think I'm finishing up here with a question. I think for me, it's really, what's the state of mind you're going to be in? Is it something where you accept learned helplessness, or is it something where you're embracing creativity, creating new solutions, also empowering your teams, and yeah, becoming a maker? Thank you very much.
It works. I was worried that I will not have any technical difficulties after Fabian's presentation. So, hello everyone, my name is Marketa, and I'm going to walk you towards the second part of our session. At Make, I'm leading the service partnership team. What we do in partnership is really simple. We are trying to help our partners to be successful. And they are successful when they are scale. And they scale when they have customers, of course. So there is a various type of services our partners are offering. They are fixing bugs. They are also creating simple scenarios, all the way to automating the whole departments. But they are also building applications, and they are providing trainings for users, for customers, and basically for everyone who wants to learn about NoCode. They are our best advocates. And frankly, we wouldn't be here without them, because we got invited to the NoCode Summit by Allegria and by Cube. They are our best partners in France. So Fabian spoke about the NoCode revolution. At Make, we are solving business challenges by empowering users, and we enable them to automate without limits. Customers are in the core of our business. So it's super, super important for us to understand our customer pains, their challenges, also how they use our platform. Why did I pick our platform in the first place, and how was their adoption? If you were here earlier, you probably heard Pierre speaking about the adoption and how much we care about helping our customers. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Thibaut on the stage. Thibaut is working for GoJob. He is a head of product and a NoCode. And he will tell us a little bit about his company and also his journey in adopting NoCode, especially Make and AI.
So hi, yeah, it's working. So hi, I'm Thibaut from GoJob. Thanks, Marketa, for the invitation. So I'm here to talk about a real-life example of a NoCode and AI solution that we put in production. So first, a few words about GoJob. So GoJob, we are a tech and data scale-up. We are based in Aix-en-Provence, and we have had a long story with NoCode. But first, our core business isn't NoCode. Our core business is in the HR market. Our mission is to staff jobs instantly, at scale, and with care. So if you are some person looking for a job, you just go on the GoJob platform and we will find you the best job for you. That's our core business. But now we have had a long love story with NoCode. It's been more than 3 years, and it was a 3-step love story. The first part of the love story was about automations. We started 3 years ago, and our main automation was during COVID. You know, as an employer, we needed to send each and every day the certificates to our workers so that they could go out during COVID. And at GoJob, every week, we hire 1.5K new employees, which means when you got 20 certificates to send, it's easy. When you got 1,500, it's becoming more complex. So it was our first automations, and actually we learned that NoCode is a really quick tool to deliver value in the hand of your end users. Now the second part of the love story with NoCode was about innovations. As you can put your products in your hands of your end users in so few time, why not innovate with NoCode? So we are based in France, and we started our business in the US with a NoCode solution. So we recruited someone in the USA, and we gave him a Make and Airtable platform so that he could handle all the recruitment parts. We did that in 2 weeks, and now we could iterate because recruiting in the US is way more different than recruiting in France. So automation, innovation, and I'm here to talk about the third part of our love story with NoCode, which is AI. So with AI at GoJob, we have a lot of developers, we have a lot of data analytics, and we have had automated our whole process of recruitment and of managing the jobs. But something was missing at that time, which was human interactions. Human interactions, because when you are working, you got so many questions to your employers. Hey, I got an issue with my payroll. I haven't been paid properly. And so that's when we began to use NoCode and AI, and we called that Aglaé Alpha. And so I'm going to share to you, so that's a big, I'm going to share to you which product we were able to deliver with the NoCode and the AI part. So that's the use case. I'm a worker, I've worked for GoJob, and I haven't been paid properly. The situation before our solution, before Aglaé Alpha, we got dozens of payroll officials whose job was to answer all the payroll requests that they got. And so our solution, Aglaé Alpha, its job is to qualify each and every request that it receives. I will show you shortly a video of how it works. So actually, you are in the shoes of Thibaut. You are working for GoJob, and you got a payroll issue. And you are engaging, so that's me, you are engaging the conversation with our product, Aglaé Alpha. So what you can see, we gave Aglaé Alpha a mission, which is you need to qualify the request that is coming to you. So here, that's what Aglaé Alpha is doing. The first part is to say, what is your issue? On which day you have had the pay problem? And then this is very different from a bot. Why? Because actually this is not determinist. We haven't told this automation, you need to say that. It can adjust to all the variability of the questions that the user can ask. And the second thing that differentiates a lot from bots is that we are able to inject all the relevant data in the system. If I'm the worker, Thibaut, if I'm asking about a pay problem of my job in September, then we will put in the system all the relevant data that we got from this person and related to this job. That's why our product is able to say that in the system, it's not 8 hours, it's 6 hours. So basically, that's a demo of the solution. The third part of its mission was to validate that the worker have asked his supervisor. So that's basically what he has done at the end. So by doing that, so by engaging these conversations with the workers, we are able to qualify very precisely their request. The payroll officers used to solve the tickets in more than 8 days. Now it's almost instantly. So at the end, we are doing that for the worker. Now the question is how? How does it work? So Agile Alpha works, here I showed you an example with the payroll. It can work with any job description that we put in. We have actually two things that we put at the beginning of our automations. The first one is a job description. So in that case, the job description, you are a payroll officer. You need to qualify the pay request that you received. And the second thing that we put inside is a list of workers to contact. As simple as that. Then we use NoCode to manage the whole conversations. We use Make that will ask ChatGPT what will be the next message that you would write to this worker. Taking into account that we give you what is your job, you are the payroll officer, you need to qualify the tickets. Taking into account all the previous messages that it receives part of the current conversation, and taking into account all contextual information that we took from our back office. So I'm the worker Thibaut, so we took all the hours of the month of September and we inject all of that in the system. So we ask ChatGPT to generate the new message, and then with Make, we share that to Twilio, which is our SMS provider, and Twilio sent the SMS. Now we wait. We wait until the worker replies, and then it enters in a loop. The new message is received. We will take all the relevant data, and we'll ask ChatGPT to send the next message. How does it end? We ask also another thing to ChatGPT. We ask, what's the next message? We also ask, is your job done? Have you finished the job that you have been asked for? When ChatGPT says yes, then we analyze all the relevant information that we extracted from the conversation. Was the worker hungry? Do we need assistance? And we are able to take some actions or recommendations. In our case, we are able to say to our payroll officers, I think you should need to meet the GoJobber pay reclaim or not. So that's basically how it works. That's a screenshot of 1 hour automation. So that's basically the first one, the first function. I won't be describing it, but his job is actually to initiate the conversation. So what it does at the beginning, the module Airtable is there for taking the job description. You are payroll officers. And then all the other modules is to do all the actions to initiate the conversations. Get the proper phone number, get all the relevant data, before calling for the second make function, which is the conversation management. So that's basically how it works.
Thank you, Thibaut. This is impressive. Every time when I see customers and their scenarios, they surprise me every single day. Maybe shall we sit? I have a couple questions for you. Thibaut, how long did it take you to build Agile Alpha?
For Agile Alpha, it took us 3 weeks before the moment we had the ID and the moment we start speaking not with a GoJob employee, but with real persons. So 3 weeks.
That's quite fast adoption.
Yes, and it was work split between the no-coders, whose job were to manage the whole conversations, and with developers, whose job was to adapt the GoJob back office so that we are able to inject the right data in the ChatGPT prompt.
Thank you. When we met with Thibaut and we spoke about the NoCode and how they adopted it, he shared with me that you started using NoCode about 3 years ago, right? So can you tell us something about your challenges when you adopted NoCode, and also I'm interested to hear about your challenge in implementing AI.
First, I will be dealing with the challenges with NoCode only, and then we'll move to the AI part. So for the NoCode part, so at GoJob, we got dozens of traditional developers. We got as well data analysts, data scientists. So our first challenge was to put the NoCode skills as critical as the other ones. Meaning, when I release an automation, I want to have the same level of expectations with the NoCode automation as with traditional developments. And so we implemented three main actions, three main value at GoJob with the NoCode. The first one was about reliability. So we need in our automations to prevent anything that could go wrong. It's just like with dev, the try except. We need to have that in our automations, so that if anything goes wrong, if it's a technical issue, if it's a business issue, we need to have a behavior to handle that. If you look at the automation, actually, it looks like a complex one, but all the paths at the bottom, they are not active in the nominal route. They are only here if there is something that is going wrong. And so that's the first and major step that we needed to implement, was the reliability part. Then we also have the scalability part. So with NoCode, when you begin working with bundles, with modules, but at times goes on, you need to work with more complex types of data, such as JSON, such as arrays. Why? Because it helps you manage more data at the same time in a most efficient way. So scalability was our second main challenge. And the third one was about maintainability. So if I'm releasing some automations, I want that within 1 year, another product builder, which is not me, go and jump on my automation and is able to actually update the automation. And how we did that, we implemented very specific standards when we start working on Make. So for instance, here, the name of the automation has to be related to the specific functions. We put the criticity, which are the stars, and all other good practices that help us maintain in a good way the thing that we are sharing.
Thank you. Can you also share something about AI and your challenges?
Yes, so AI brought, it changed completely the game between the last NoCode Summit, where we were speaking also, and this one. For us, it changes everything. When your automations are smarter, like this one, when you got ChatGPT, for instance, inside, then you have many other possibilities. At GoJob, how this idea came of Aglaé Alpha, we had automating the whole thing, but we asked ourselves, what will happen if somebody new, we put aside all what we have done at GoJob, all our core business, and we start from zero, and with Make and ChatGPT, we try automating the whole core business process. And that's actually what is changing with AI, which is now NoCode has become for us at GoJob core business, while before it was only side business or only innovations, automations. And so when you put these automations live, and when they are core business, AI brings something new, which is variability. So here we are talking about real conversations with real people. So sometimes they will ask, I'm next to my manager. Sometimes they will ask you, I got a car issue, I cannot go to work. And so you cannot forecast with AI within NoCode all the corner cases that we had. And so the challenge that we had was to be able to manage such variability. And how we did that? We did that by actually not replacing the real payroll officer, but by empowering them. So for instance, if I have one payroll officer whose name is Sophie, another payroll officer whose name is Farouk, then it's not the AI that will be speaking to the worker. It's the assistant of Sophie, it's the assistant of Farouk, and they will speak in their name. And what is changing? What's changing is that the real Sophie, the real Farouk, they have to own the KPIs of this automation. They have to take over when something is going wrong. So that was the main challenge.
It was a perfect preparation for my next question, because you speak a lot about the application and in your presentation, we can see Make, we can see ChatGPT, Twilio, Airtable, and other application, but I'm missing the human factor there. And you also just mentioned about empowering your employees. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. So actually, without AI, we sometimes, at some point, we did some automations where we just replaced the task from the real person. Meaning, okay, now your task has been automated, you only have to handle when something goes wrong. But now it's not that anymore. Now we have had to build the link between the AI and the real person. And we did two things to work on that link. The first one was observability. So I think I got a slide on that. So observability, we need to show to the real Sophie, to the real payroll manager, everything that is happening in terms of conversation handled by her own assistant. So we built a tool, it's actually a retool, to be able to show, I will sit down, to the real Sophie, everything that is happening. Why it's important? It's important, as I told you, for the real Sophie to take over, and we also ask the real Sophie to evaluate all the conversations when she can. So observability was the first challenge with AI, and the second one was about how do you reinforce the link between the AI and the human who is behind the AI. So actually, we not only ask ChatGPT what will be the next message and is your job over, we also ask ChatGPT on a scale from 0 to 100, what's the probability that you need help from a real human? And we got a KPI, and we show that KPIs to the real Sophie so that she knows she got a red flag, she knows when she needs to take over. So that's how we did it. So observability, and then a close link so that the AI is able to say, hey, I cannot manage the variability, I need some help.
Thank you. I'm actually very surprised, because when you said that the first time that the whole automation didn't need any human interaction, and then you adopted AI and you actually need the human to be there. So it's a very positive news that we will not be fully replaced by AI anytime soon.
I hope no.
Thibaut, I have a last question for you. What is the craziest automation you ever built?
Okay, some in the audience will laugh, I think, but no, actually, I knew that ChatGPT was live and was live on Make, and my only objective was to put something live with no value at all. So I start asking myself, okay, I got 1 hour, what should I do? And it's about poems. So each day, we pick 2 random employees at GoJob. It's a Make automation, I don't have it now. And we take all the relevant data, and it's also a key thing with AI. We take all the relevant data from our back office. What's the job of that person? What is some of his info? And then we ask ChatGPT, could you write a poem to that person? And so every day, two people receive it. It has been live for, I don't know how long during GPT was out, but for 4 months now. And it will be lasting, but it was a crazy one.
Thank you very much for the example. I think everyone here can get inspired. If you want your colleagues or employees to get motivated or to make them day, use ChatGPT, use Make, wink wink, Fabien. Maybe we can adopt it as well. Something, funny for employees' birthday and others. So thank you very much, Thibaut, for joining me today at this stage. Also, thank for everyone for your attention. We are super happy you joined our session. I have 2 important announcements for you. First is that we are also hosting a session on education and training. It's at 4:15 at an NC scale. And the most important really is that we are hosting a party tonight. So we are hoping to see you all. If you have any question related to our product, please ask us at our booth. We are upstairs at the booth 14, sorry. And also both Fabian and Thibaut will be there, so you can ask them anything. Thank you.